Hi friends, my name is Kim. Welcome to Healing Cottage Homestead. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm so happy to have you with me today. Today we are going to make an easy grilled pork chop recipe, and I am going to make my fried green beans along with it because if you watched my video Sunday, you know that I made I canned green beans, and one of the jars did not seal. So I need to use those green beans, and so I thought, what better way than to make one of my favorite dishes, which is fried green beans, to go along with this barbecued pork, grilled pork chop recipe. So the first thing we're going to do is cut open our bacon. And I'll show you the easy way that I do this. It cooks quicker and there's less mess, and it gives me what I need, which is that grease from the bacon. I just take a few of the pieces. So in this case, I'm going to take 4 slices of bacon. And then I'm just going to cut them and into my hot skillet. Then I'll just wash those scissors again before I put them back in the container. So I've cut my onion, and once this bacon is done, I will remove the bacon but leave the grease, and then we'll start to fry up our onion. I'm just going to drain my green beans. I'm going to put some oil on my grill pan, and these are grilled pork chops, but you can do these however you would like. You can do them in the oven. You could do them outside on the grill. You could do them in the air fryer. You could do them in a regular skillet, or if you have a grill pan like I do, you can do them in a grill pan. We are just going to take our pork chop and cut them in half, because I have a butterfly pork chop. And then we're going to salt and pepper our pork chop. And then I'm going to put them in the grill pan. And hopefully we hear that sizzle. That's what we want to hear. I'm going to wash my hands again. And so while that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and make our sauce. So it calls for a 1/2 cup of ketchup. That looks good. It calls for 2 3/4 I believe I used that on pork. It calls for 2 2/3 cups of honey. 2 2/3 tablespoons of honey. One, 2, 2/3. It calls for 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce, and I am using low sodium today. I don't always, but for this recipe, I am. And 2 cloves of garlic. But you know how I love my garlic. Give that a stir. And then when we flip our pork chop to the other side, we're going to go ahead and pour a little bit of this on top of our pork chop. So I like my bacon to be crisp. This is what we're going to put on top of our tossed with our green beans after they've cooked. So I like it to be crisp. And you want to make sure that you reserve all of that bacon grease. And then you're going to add your onion. We're going to fry that up. And when it starts to get translucent, then we're going to add our green beans that we've drained. Now these do fry crisper on the stove than they do on this little burner. It gets hotter on the stove than it does. So for you, it's going to get hotter on your stove. And I like to cook these on high. I like mine to get a char to them. Now mine are not going to get a char in this skillet because that's just not how hot this gets. But yours could definitely get a char. We're going to go ahead and flip our pork chop. And I'm going to add some of this sauce. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper. You don't want to add a lot of salt because remember, you have these frying in bacon grease. But a little salt is okay. Now I like to cover my grill pan just so that it's heating from the inside and not drying out. You do not have to do that, obviously. But I think about it like when you're using your grill, you don't grill with the lid open the whole time. At least I don't. So these are starting to cook up nicely. We'll let them continue to cook while our pork is cooking. We want our pork to be to an internal temperature of 145 degrees. So let's just give it a few more minutes. So these green beans did get a pretty good char on them. Go ahead and drain them. Okay, let's look and see if the temperature has reached 145. It has. So it looks and smells delicious. So let's give it a taste. And I like the perfect bite, so I'd like a little bit of all of it on one bite. You feel free to eat it how you would like it. That is delicious. That is absolutely delicious. It doesn't taste like barbecue, but it also doesn't have an Asian flavor. I kind of thought it would because it had honey and soy sauce, which typically is how you start a teriyaki, and the garlic. But the ketchup does something to it to make it a little bit more a little less soy sauce. You don't taste the soy sauce, so it's just a mellowed out flavor. It's absolutely delicious. And the fried green beans, you absolutely can't go wrong with fried green. And you can see they aren't difficult to do at all. So we're looking at, with the pork, one pork chop would have 290 calories, 13 grams of fat, 95 milligrams of cholesterol, 14 grams of carbs, and 13 grams of protein. The green beans have, in a full serving, have 233 calories, 14 grams of fat, 5 carbs, but 1.7 grams of fiber, and 22 grams of protein. So we're under that 45 grams of carbohydrates that we try and stay under for a meal. Even though it's not super low carb, because we have the honey and the ketchup, it's still low enough in carb to be diabetic friendly. And I hope that you try this recipe, because it really, really is good. It's delicious. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up or a heart. You can subscribe to my channel, and I hope that you will, at Healing Cottage Homestead on YouTube. I'm up to 310 subscribers, and so I'm just tickled pink with that, and would love to have you as a subscriber. You can get notifications or not get notifications, however you choose to work your YouTube, and have that relationship with me. You can also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I post diabetic-friendly recipes every Tuesday and Friday, often low carb, sometimes grilled, sometimes slow cooker, sometimes instant pot, but always under that 45 grams of carbs to be diabetic friendly. I really, really enjoyed our time together today, friends, and I look forward to cooking with you again soon. Take care.